Hey folks, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Sam and I'm joined by Ed and Eric. We are going to take a look at Yokai Watch. This is a game that I know you've been spending a lot of time working on.
Oh yeah.
This is the first time we're really showing some gameplay from it though.
Some live gameplay finally. I know there's a lot of fans. This has been a franchise that has lived in Japan for a while, and really excited to bring it to the States. It's a really unique title. A lot of personality. Essentially, it starts with first question you might have is Yokai Watch. What does that even mean? What is that? You know, people are like, well, what's a yokai then? And the answer is a yokai is a yokai. Yeah. A yokai is this sort of spirit-like being. And what they are is they're kind of like just always around you in everyday settings, and they're responsible for certain things. You know, one of the first scenes that you see in this game is your parents having an argument. This is Nate. This is your character here. You can play as a boy or a girl, and you know, Nate's parents are arguing, and you'd end up discovering that a yokai is making it happen. And so these guys are responsible for actions or emotions and things that go on in everyday life. And you end up going out around town to discover them. I'm finding a yokai. You see up in the top right-hand corner, that's my yokai radar right there. And
definitely twitching.
Going off the charts here. And so I'm going to
do a little bit of
see if
searching.
There's a yokai around here. It's feeling hot. It might be on this other side here. Let's see.
Under that car.
Underneath this car. Check it.
One thing I think is really interesting about yokai is they can cause a lot of chaos in your life by being around, but it's not that they're malicious. It's just that this is the effect they have just by being nearby.
It's just that they are. And you know, like some yokai will make you late. Some yokai will make you spit out bad puns. Some yokai will make your parents argue, you know. It all depends on their own personality. And so I love this art style. So here we have Suspicione. We're going to fight him. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to befriend as many yokai as possible. There's over 200 yokai in this world. And there on the bottom of the screen, you see I'm about to get this battle started by tapping fight. And so what's going to happen is you're going to see that it's an auto attack system. And I'm going to switch my yokai here. Oh, man.
So those 3 yokai on the front of the yokai watch, those are the ones that are currently in the battle.
Yes, you have 6 yokai in your watch at any given time. And while they're on auto attack, you have to be tracking all of them. And see, I already got one of them.
You got knocked out
here.
Yeah, you kind of work as your yokai's backup. So they attack of their own volition. They're going to handle their own auto attacks whenever they're ready to go. But you can help them out with items or by helping with these little mini games that help them charge up to do stronger attacks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like while they're on auto attack, you have to be there for support. It's not like something you can just let them roam, because you have to be watching their hit points. You have to be using different techniques and attacks and figuring out what's going to be most effective. You have to be swapping your yokai that are in the back. You have to be flipping them to the front based on their techniques. Hey, truck,
careful
how
with
you
traffic.
Doing? Traffic is a big deal in this game. Being careful.
Not to you. You're just running in the middle of the street, though.
Yeah, well, I'm ruthless.
Yeah, battling in this game, it's almost more like you're the coach of a team. And you're yokai of the team that you're helping out. So you're in the back making sure, okay, everyone's positioned right, everyone's got what they need, they're set to go, but then kind of let them do their thing.
And when they get knocked out, you have to, you'll see me do it later on, but you'll have to flip someone to the back row of your yokai watch.
That light was not green.
That light was not green.
You totally just jaywalk biked.
I'm gonna show you something crazy. Like this game is just so, it's really fun. It's got a lot of interesting personality to it. I've got a C-level, C-rank yokai on my radar here, somewhere around here. Let's see if I can find where he's at. Is he under the vending machine?
Maybe. They can really be hiding anywhere.
Right. Awesome. Oh, there he is. Okay. And
so using a lens to kind of like hunt him down.
This is your yokai lens that I'm using the stylus to track him. Right. So you've got to keep this on them until you fill up your gauge.
Close.
Ooh.
And
some are kind of harder to track than others.
Some of them are faster than others, and they are
nice.
They can zig and zag totally random. Chanson.
All right.
That is a cool design.
Chanson attacks. You know what? We're gonna fight you, Chanson. Fighting Chanson here, and we're gonna try to get we're going to try to befriend this guy through a battle, because obviously that's how you make great friends. And you see that tough unity there. I've got a bonus because all of these yokai have different personality types. They belong to different tribes. And so if you put 2 together adjacent in your yokai watch, you'll get a bonus. If you're able to put 3 together, you have a whole unity front, and you'll get an increased bonus.
Very cool. So on the bottom screen there, you were basically doing this kind of little mini game in order to power up your moves and that sort of thing.
Right. So that I was kind of merciless with that dude.
Yeah,
and very much like a role-playing game, you're leveling up your yokai.
And
I'm glad that you've got Jibanyan in your wheel. He's one of my favorites.
And Wakapa is one of those ones that is actually based on, has a base in Japanese mythology, which is something we're going to talk a little bit more about in tomorrow's segment. Mr. Hino's going to be here to walk us through some more stuff and sort of the inspiration behind the game. So I'm really excited about that as well. We're looking around. Oh, here's a little something. Little 10-cent gum.
There
You know
you go.
what? You're a 9-year-old boy. 10-cent gum is
I'm not sure
it's
you
a big
want
deal.
to take
Just
that
in
gum
case
given
you're-
where it's been sitting. I feel a
you
little
know
dicey
what?
about this gum.
If my yokai got down to 1-2 hit points, they're going to have to eat some 10-cent gum.
And plus, a yokai might make your breath smell bad, so you might need to chew some of that.
Are you telling me something,
Hey, I'm
Smitty,
just saying.
right now? We are pretty close. All right, this looks like another chance. And so one of the things about like trying to befriend these yokai is that you can increase your chances of befriending them. When you befriend them, you put them in your yokai medallion, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see the little yokai medal that they. You pop that in your yokai watch, and then you're able to summon them. But you can increase your chances of becoming friends with them by finding out what food types they like and feeding that to them during a battle. I'm just going to unleash another ultimate move here from Wakapa because I like doing it.
And one of the other options that we've got there on the lower screen is Purify.
Purify. So right now, when you get inspirited by one of your enemies, you get knocked out of... you don't get knocked fully out of commission, but your effectiveness as a fighter and your ability to do your different skills, your different tactics, you lose that. So you have to flip them to the back here, this back row, and Purify while all this other stuff is going on, and you'll get one of those little mini games.
Right.
Purify that are different from the ultimate moves when you're unleashing that. So it's a really sort of beautiful controlled chaos that goes on when you're in any of these battles.
I think the design of the yokai is so interesting too. There's so many really weird, unusual creatures in this collection,
Yeah.
and there's like Manjimut, I think, is another of my favorite. He's like
man,
half little poodle, half man,
Yeah.
and it's an amazing combination. And they have so much personality to their design as well.
He's kind of terrifying too. He's half poodle, half salaryman. There's a lot of chansons here.
So as you're going through these battles, you're leveling up your yokai. You're also getting cash, and I love that you're not getting 500 gold coins for each battle. Like you got,
a kid.
you
You're
got
not gonna find that kind of money
for
on the
last
street.
one. You got 87 cents.
You're a kid.
You're a kid.
You're going to take that 87 cents. You might take it to the bank. You also might take it to the Every Mart and stock up on some 10-cent gum. You can also target your opponents, which is always a really good tactic, so that your yokai will unify their attacks. They'll consolidate their attacks. See, now, Deluma's kind of low on health here, so I've got a nice
for him.
row ball there.
Nice.
For Deluma.
One thing that I think is real fun about this game is trying to befriend yokai is certainly a really big part of it. You want to try to fill up your medallion, make friends with all the yokai that you can, but you're on summer vacation. That's not all you're going to be doing. You actually spend time fishing, catching bugs, helping folks around your town, and just kind of enjoying being a kid in this city as well.
Yeah, there's a huge there's just a huge number of side quests and NPC quests to help out people, to give you items, special items, help you leveling up.
And there are actually a lot of hidden goodies to find around this town too. If you explore every little alleyway and spot, you're going to track down a lot of stuff that maybe you don't necessarily need to find to complete something, but it's really fun to be able to find those little hidden goodies.
Yeah, it really is. When you're running around here, it really has this great feel of just being a kid on summer vacation, and like you have.
Whoa,
hey kids, careful. Sorry, sir.
So on the subject of traffic safety, do you think we can show off that little?
Oh, that thing.
That thing that happens when you do that thing too much.
There is actually, like I said, there's a lot to traffic safety in this game, because you're a 9-year-old kid, right?
You're riding a bike.
We want good lessons taught. So you'll see I was jaywalking there, and it gave me a little exclamation point. Whoa, hey, sorry, truck. All right, so if you jaywalk a certain number of times,
there you go.
this demon bellowing voice emerges and is not very pleased with your actions. And you realize that Snartle come looking for little jaywalkers like you, all right?
I just love that this yokai just hangs out lurking around traffic stops and is like, oh, next time you come by.
It would be super creepy if it weren't about like jaywalking.
And you can do it the right way. You can actually hit the crossing signal and go across like a good little boy, but that's not Ed's style.
You have to actually, like, you can stop. Oh, see, this guy is just vicious. He's one-shotting all of my. I think on this save file, my yokai are at like level 20-ish or nearing 20, but that's nowhere near strong enough to beat this guy who punishes little children for jaywalking. And and that's one of the things of like, you got to purify while Kappa here.
So kids watching, this is why you don't disobey traffic signs.
Unless you have really strong yokai, then you can do whatever you want.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean,
you gotta wait for that though. You gotta be ready.
I am pretty deep in this game in this save file with my yokai, but
he's still just.
There's still Snartle is huge, and there are these massive beasts that are just so powerful that even once you get like halfway through the game, there becomes a severe curve of difficulty that really ramps up. Which I think is going to be really rewarding for a lot of players who get the gist of it and who are interested in really seeing this through to the end, because it's super fun and it really starts to get super difficult.
So how many? I don't know if you want to give away a number, but how many yokai? Because you have this you can't have this huge stable of yokai. You have to choose which ones you want in your watch at any given time.
It's I think it was two.
Actually, we can probably show off the medallion.
Like, yeah, let me go to a convenience store here where all the cool kids hang out. And yeah, there's one down there. Whoa!
It is interesting, the strategy that comes into play where you can befriend loads of different yokai, but you can only have 6 slotted into the wheel on your watch. So you've really got to think about who you want to have gaining XP, leveling up with you. And depending on what you think you're going to be facing next, you might need to totally reconfigure your order.
Yeah, which you will need to. 232 total.
Whew.
So you will need to do this at some point. So
these designs are so great. Wait, can we look at Muscular Pufferfish again for a second?
Oh, yeah? You like which one?
Where'd he go?
Blockade?
Yeah. Oh, that's
these designs are just so funny. Yeah.
The character style
my son's adorable.
Every one of these guys is so unique.
A lot of these do have a basis in Japanese mythology, so once you learn their backstory, it's really interesting to take another look at their design and figure out, okay, that's where it came from. There's some origin there.
Yeah, it's looking at these, like you can imagine what sort of chaos they'd be causing behind the scenes, We're
going to take a cheek squeak.
A cheek squeak? I think we can all tell, like, what that yokai is responsible for in social situations.
I'm a fan.
I can make a guess.
There we go. Cool.
And I like the attitude as well. So you can see carefree and logical.
Yeah. So all of these characteristics that you see in attitude and skill. Well, you see their basic stats, right? You got their strength, their defense, their spirit, and their speed. And that little teardrop is their soultimate meter that you see fill up and be depleted during battle. And but the carefree and logical, all of these things affect how they attack while they're auto attacking, and that's. It just makes it so that when you really get it down, the system down, because it starts to get deep when you really get into it, and you start realizing you can have any configuration of yokai, and you can really do it up the way you want and really customize your own yokai watch, and that it's really going to actually affect the battles and your ability to defeat certain bosses. I mean, first couple of bosses, first time I played this, I was like, okay, yeah, I got this. No worries. And by the time I got to the end, I think I had to fight the final boss like 7 or 8 times, honestly.
Wow.
And it's like, it's real.
I imagine a lot of that's figuring out your strategy as well. Like, you have to get beaten a couple times before you realize, okay, this is more the way I need to configure my team to be ready to handle this.
Because I want a couple of bruisers in there, but I also want a healer, and I want someone who's going to throw some defense on the entire group. And so once you get those yokai, you have to get them first, obviously, and then you figure out, how they play best, and then you're trying to find yokai similar to them so you can get those unity bonuses. So you can get the 2 unity bonus or the 3 unity front bonus.
Right, and then when they're in the actual battle, you need to kind of figure out the best technique to like switch them around to make sure the right ones are on the front line and others on the back line.
And again, like all that total RTS, once you get into it, and like once these battles get to the point where there's very little margin for error, you couldn't be more like zoned in on exactly what you have to do.
It's crazy how frantically I see you tapping.
Totally, and because it looks like just your regular kids game, right? And so I'm unleashing my ultimate move right away here just to get a good Jibanyan hit.
Come on, Jibanyan.
And see, he's charging up, so it takes this time, so you really have to be on it.
I love his design.
Get that
and his backstory, like, I don't want to tell it too much for folks who are going to experience it in the game, but Jibanyan's backstory is kind of excellent, and it's tragic. It's a sad story, but he's grown from it, I think.
Yeah, he's come into his own. He's found some friends.
So since you've had so long to play this game and check out different yokai, I've got to ask, do you have any favorites?
Well...
Special soft spots?
Oh, yeah. I have a soft spot for Cheek Squeak. I'm a Cheek Squeak dude, I think. That goes without saying. Jibanyan is definitely one of my favorites. So, I mean, because, like you said, as you go through the story, once people get their hands on this, they'll be able to hear the whole sad tale. But it's really... he's a cool dude. And he basically stays with you for a good chunk of the game. I'm going to go...
I think I don't know if a date's been announced yet, but the animated series is coming over from Japan as well, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. They're doing a full-scale launch. They got some toys coming out. They got the animation coming out. I know a lot of people who are familiar with the Japanese iterations of those are super excited, and I think they're going to get a lot of people, a lot of kids here excited. Oh, I've got a B-ranked yokai somewhere around here.
I don't know if we talked about it. I may have just missed it. But so this yokai that's following you around, what's his story?
Oh, yeah. So that's Whisper. And so he was one of the, he's the first yokai. Oh, check this out. He's the first one that you find because you're just out on your summer vacation in the woods. You're catching bugs. You're catching butterflies. You're doing your thing. And you find this vending machine
in a
by
tree.
this sacred tree. And it ends up being like, this ancient vending machine from centuries ago. And which is obviously like magical. And Whisper was trapped in one of those. It's called the Crankakai. So you put a coin into the Crankakai, and you get this little ball out, and you free Whisper, and he's like so grateful to you for freeing him that he becomes your pal. And you're kind of like at first like kind of reluctant about it. You're like, I don't know about that. Oh, geez,
come on.
See, no defense. See, that's you know what? I need to see if we can get. We're going to try to friend Tsushiyama here. Hearts, good. Oh,
nice.
So oishi. All right. I hope it's oishi enough.
Come on, we want you to be friends.
But yeah, and so
snacks.
Whisper hangs out with you, and he's the one who introduces you to the actual existence of yokai.
Because
it's something
humans normally can't see them.
Right. Nate is the only human, pretty much the only human in this game who can see yokai, and so that's a really special thing for the yokai that he talks to. Yeah, all right.
Nice.
Sweet. So I want to pick
Let's
up
see if you were impressive enough to make a friend.
B-rank.
But I love that Whisper's personality is really fun too. He acts super knowledgeable, but I'm not sure how much he really is like an authority and how much he's just like, I'm going to be really helpful. Come on, let's go do this.
Oh no, it wasn't oishi enough. That's all right. I want
your
to go
snack
home
wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I guess not.
Next time.
We're going to check it out. We're going to go to, you know what we could do? I'm thinking, sorry.
It's pretty
Yeah,
impressive how big this town
my
is,
collection,
too.
my collection OCD like makes me like beat it.
Because you never know what you're going to find under there.
You don't.
know?
That's the thing. It's like so I could pick up a really rare one somewhere around here.
Dope.
Yeah, it's
What
so
is
exciting
that
when you've
thing?
been playing
Alright,
for a
this
while
one's
and
fast,
you're
too.
doing this with your lens and you suddenly see it's like,
Chanson again?
I don't
Wow.
recognize this one.
See, this Chanson is nimble.
Fast.
Nice.
All right. And I haven't picked one up yet, so let me see. You know what? I should be
another
feeding
Chanson.
him.
So Chanson's going to have some buddies here. Are those buddies always going to be the same there?
Say again?
Those buddies that he has with him, when you find a Chanson, those two buddies will always be accompanying him, right?
They'll be different.
Ah,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. They'll be different. While Kappa's down, I need to get while Kappa's something for HP here. Hang on.
Looks like a cheek squeaks ready with his ultimate too.
Yes. Okay. And that's the other thing. You can't just rapid fire items or your ultimate moves. There's a cooldown period. So while they're doing that,
So you have to wait until that little icon is totally filled and then they're ready to go.
let me do this.
Oh.
Let me
I love this
defense
dude on
up.
the right. He has like eyes in his ears.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
crazy.
that- This dude's there, good. All right, okay. Get Deluma going. We should be able to take this down pretty quick. Headbutt. Hey-yo!
I'm guessing you had a lot of fun naming these moves.
It was a lot of fun. We worked pretty closely with level 5 on these, and it was we had a good time. Really good time. Okay. We're gonna get our Chanson.
890. Nice. You got some nasty medicine. Not sure what that's going to do.
nasty miss right there. All right, man.
Soda, if we get
Chanson
some
just does not
trees.
want to hang out with us. That's cool.
Maybe we
That's-
try looking up in some trees for some yokai so we
yeah,
can find
you
them in a
wanna-
new environment.
Let's see. All right, let me
Ooh.
kick over.
Watch for cars,
There I
man.
go.
Something's
All right, let's
got
see,
your
let's see if there's anything
radar
sneaking
going.
around these parts here. I want to bug real quick.
Ooh, so tell us more about the bugs.
Well, the bugs are nice because they're also a form of currency. Essentially, you get to. So I got to land on this like. This is also looks super easy and is not.
Nice.
Oh, nice. You got it.
The
And the rarer
you're
the
able
bug,
to-
the harder it is to
yeah,
catch them.
absolutely. And the fewer marks that you'll see there to land on, you'll be able to trade these in. I think I was off there. All right,
Oh,
sweet.
nice.
You'll be able to trade these in for items at a Jungle Hunter, the place is called. So, and sometimes there's going to be yokai floating around these trees. Sometimes there's just going to be little dudes. And I'm wondering.
No, last time I was
if we
playing, I happened to find some bait somewhere and I went fishing for a while.
Yeah, nice.
Caught some fish. Also worth money. Very useful.
Yep. So check it out. Let's see what's going on over yonder. The map is it's surprisingly big. It's cool to be able to go around. Like there's so many of these buildings are places that you're gonna end up. They're not just for show. Here's a station that takes you downtown to where your dad works. One of the missions is that's a crucial point for one of the missions where sort of staying on what yokai actually do. There's a part where your dad forgets some important documents for a meeting at his work, and it's because he had been inspirited by Wazat, and who was a yokai who makes people super forgetful, and so he just left this super important stuff like sitting around, and you got to go get it and bring back in as you defeat Wazat. I want to show you the medallion real quick though. So I'm heading home. Hey, Mom, I'm home.
I love the little touch that you take your shoes off when you come into your house.
Hey, take your shoes off at my
manners.
house. You take your shoes off. Absolutely.
Were you also crawling under cars trying to find yokai? You're probably like, covered in dirt.
You're
and,
kind
like,
of a dirty child. yes.
gasoline.
That has an unusual life.
But
So here now
cool.
that we're seeing some more stats.
well,
we
yeah, I
can
wanted to
take a
show
look.
you these
Nice.
the other just how in depth everything goes, and like each one really has. There's so many unique characteristics of each one, and it really allows you to really you can do a deep dive in here, and when you're swapping out stuff.
Can you go into a bit more detail for folks who haven't familiar with the series as far as like what leveling up does to your yokai?
Well, it makes them stronger, obviously. There's also this notion where you can do, once you get certain yokai to a certain level, you'll be able to fuse them with certain items to make these ultra rare yokai. That is really cool. But I don't want to blow that for anyone. So but that's some cool stuff.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us a look at this game, Ed.
It's fun.
Hopefully got some folks excited about it. I know the time I've spent on it, it's really fun, and you can just lose yourself in tracking down these yokai and seeing what you get up to in this town. But folks who are watching, if you want to learn more, please stay tuned and keep an eye on Nintendo.com. We're coming out with this game pretty soon, so we should have some more information to share before too long. But also, in a couple of seconds, we'll be coming back with Super Mario Maker, so more terrifying level design, I think. And Eric knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's going to be
awesome. A bit
awesome.
devious on that side. So please don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in a few moments. Thanks for watching.